Oi pessoal, tudo bem? Aqui é a Luciana da Street Smart Brazil. The goal of this Portuguese lesson is to help you understand articles in Portuguese. I hope to answer common questions and clear up some confusion. Most importantly, I'll show you differences in use between English and Portuguese. These are tricky cases when simply translating the sentence from English to Portuguese will render incorrect Portuguese. Don't worry if you don't like grammar. Articles are something you use daily, whether you are aware of it or not. And I always like to make my lessons simple. So for instance, when you say, the door is closed, or I am looking for a job, you are using articles in both these sentences. So first we're going to talk about definite articles. And what is that? Definite articles define what you are talking about. In English, you have the as the definite article. So you say, the house is blue. In Portuguese, I say, a casa é azul. This, the house, that's the definite article. And in Portuguese, it's a. I'll read the sentence again. A casa é azul. O carro é novo. The car is new. So in Portuguese, o is the definite article. In English, it's the. These articles are called definite because when I say the car, I'm talking about a specific car and not just any car. As you know, things have a gender in Portuguese. A house is a feminine noun or a feminine thing. If you don't want to think about what a noun is and you want to avoid grammar, that's fine. And a car is a masculine noun or a masculine thing in Portuguese. Well, therefore, articles in Portuguese, they also have a gender because they need to agree in gender with the noun or the object, the thing, the animal that they refer to. In addition, articles in Portuguese also have a singular and a plural form because they need to agree in number as well with the noun they refer to. So let's see examples for all of that, and we're going to see there are 4 definite articles in Portuguese. Here is the feminine singular article, a. A casa é azul. A casa é azul. The house is blue. O carro é novo. O carro é novo. The car is new. As portas estão fechadas. As portas estão fechadas. The doors are closed. Os gatos estão brincando. Os gatos estão brincando. The cats are playing. I do have a lesson about the gender of nouns in Portuguese. I'll put a link to that lesson in the video description. I also have a lesson that shows you how to talk about actions in progress in Portuguese, such as we had in the sentence, the cats are playing, and I will put a link to that lesson in the video description as well. This is called the present progressive tense or present continuous. So to summarize, you have 4 definite articles in Portuguese, a, o, as, os. Now let's see some interesting cases when English is different from Portuguese. First, I'm going to talk about definite articles in front of a person's name. It may sound strange to you, but in Portuguese, we can use the article before a person's name. For example, a Paula é brilhante. Paula is brilliant. I'll say it again in Portuguese. A Paula é brilhante. Listen how I pronounce Paula. P-A, it's a very open A. Paula. Another example here. O Antônio ligou. Did Antonio call? O Antônio ligou? But notice that I said we can use the definite article in front of a person's name. It is not mandatory to use it. The Portuguese grammar says that the use of the article in front of a person's name is optional. In Brazil, the use of the article with a person's name is a regional habit. In São Paulo and in Rio de Janeiro, people tend to use the article. In Recife, where I grew up, we don't. And that's just fine. According to the grammar, both forms are correct. Now, with that said, the proper form is to not use the article before a person's name. Using the article is considered a colloquialism that is indicative of familiarity with the person you are talking about. Another very good case to keep in mind is the use of the definite article in front of the name of a country, a city, or a state. This part of the lesson can drive you a little crazy. I apologize in advance. Please just keep it in mind that I did not create this. I am just a messenger. So in Portuguese, we use the definite article in front of a country's name. So therefore, you need to know if the country is feminine or masculine. For example, o Brasil, os Estados Unidos, a Argentina. And of course, there are exceptions. There are always exceptions. We do not use the article, for instance, with Portugal. It is different with cities. We usually do not use articles with city names. Like, for instance, I say São Paulo. I do not say o São Paulo. I say São Paulo. I say Recife. And of course, there are exceptions like o Rio de Janeiro. As for Brazilian states, some are masculine, others don't have a gender. I know it's maddening. I have a lesson that goes into more detail regarding the use of articles and prepositions with countries, Brazilian states, cities, and continents. I'll put a link to the lesson in the video description. Now let's talk about the definite article in front of a possessive. A common question I get is, should I say minha casa or should I say a minha casa when I want to say my house? And the answer is both are correct. The definite article is optional in front of a possessive that is followed by the noun that it refers to. For example, to say my name is Luciana, I can say o meu nome é Luciana, or I can say meu nome é Luciana. To ask what is your name, I can ask como é o seu nome or como é seu nome. One more example. My friends came to visit me. Os meus amigos vieram me visitar. Or, meus amigos vieram me visitar. So both forms are correct. As with the use of articles before a person's name, you will hear Brazilians speaking mostly one way or the other in different parts of Brazil, but both ways are correct. Now before we continue, please hit the thumbs up and show me some love. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and always feel free to ask questions in the comments. Obrigada. Okay, there are other differences in use between Portuguese and English that I want to show you. There are situations in which you need the article in Portuguese and you do not use it in English. One situation is with uncountable nouns. For example, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. A beleza está nos olhos de quem vê. I'll read it again. A beleza está nos olhos de quem vê. So you see, in Portuguese I have the article, in English you do not. Another example. Salt is a basic seasoning. O sal é tempero básico. Again, o sal é tempero básico. The same thing happens with commemorative dates. Christmas is very celebrated in Brazil. O Natal é muito celebrado no Brasil. O Natal é muito celebrado no Brasil. Easter is a big holiday in Brazil. A Páscoa é grande feriado no Brasil. A Páscoa é grande feriado no Brasil. And the same thing happens with the seasons. Spring is my favorite season. A primavera é a minha estação favorita. A primavera é a minha estação favorita. And that is true because my birthday is in September, which is spring in Brazil. Winter is not cold in Recife. Also true. O inverno não é frio em Recife. O inverno não é frio em Recife. The same thing happens with meals. Lunch will be served later today. O almoço vai sair mais tarde hoje. O almoço vai sair mais tarde hoje. Dinner is served. O jantar está servido. O jantar está servido. When a noun refers to a general category and not to a specific item or thing, the same thing happens. We use the article in Portuguese, we do not in English. For example, people here are very friendly. As pessoas aqui são muito simpáticas. As pessoas aqui são muito simpáticas. Brazilians speak Portuguese. Os brasileiros falam português. Os brasileiros falam português. And the last case I want to show you is after the word both, when it's followed by the noun it refers to. For instance, Sampa and Rio. I love both cities. Sampa is a nickname that we have for São Paulo. Sampa e Rio. Adoro ambas as cidades. Sampa e Rio. Adoro ambas as cidades. The game will be tough because both teams are good. O jogo vai ser difícil porque ambos os times são bons. O jogo vai ser difícil porque ambos os times são bons. Great, we're almost at the end of the lesson. I just want to show you the indefinite articles, artigos indefinidos. So when I say I'm looking for a house, I'm not referring to a specific house. Therefore, this a before house is an indefinite article. The indefinite articles also in Portuguese will have to agree in gender and number with the noun or the thing that they refer to. As a result, we have the following 4 indefinite articles in Portuguese. Uma. Eu comprei uma cama nova. I bought a new bed. I'll say it again. Eu comprei uma cama nova. Eu tenho gato. I have a cat. Again, eu tenho gato. Umas. Convidei umas amigas para o chá de bebê. I invited some girlfriends to the baby shower. Convidei umas amigas para o chá de bebê. And finally, uns. Convidei uns amigos para a festa. I invited some friends to the party. Now let me show you the indefinite article with numbers. We use the indefinite article with numbers in Portuguese to indicate an approximate number. For instance, I think he is around 60 years old. Acho que ele tem uns 60 anos. Acho que ele tem uns 60 anos. About 30 people will come to the party. Umas 30 pessoas virão para a festa. Umas 30 pessoas virão para a festa. This belt costs around 200 reais. Esse cinto custou uns 200 reais. Esse cinto custou uns 200 reais. Now, how about the indefinite article when we are saying our profession? This is an important difference in the use of indefinite articles in Portuguese and in English. In Portuguese, we do not use the article when we say our profession or someone else's profession. Here are examples. I am a teacher. Eu sou professora. No article. Eu sou professora. Antônio is a physician. Antônio é médico. Antônio é médico. Well, I really hope this lesson has clarified a few things for you. Now you need to practice to put all of this in autopilot and also to come across different situations that will bring up new questions for you, and that's how we learn. Street Smart Brazil offers Portuguese lessons via video meetings. We have been teaching Portuguese online since 2008. You can visit us at streetsmartbrazil.com to book a trial lesson with us. With one-on-one lessons, you learn at your pace, you learn what you want, you control your schedule, and you enjoy a lot more practice because during a one-on-one lesson, you are either practicing your speaking or you are listening to a native speaker. Thank you for watching the lesson. Muito obrigada. Tchau, tchau.